Hello there people, how are we doing? I wanted to make a video where I talk about learning and understanding how to approach older skins with buy orders, understanding what prices might be the best, getting a good idea of what to offer, and feeling safe and comfortable with it. We need to understand concepts of context and learning from the past, so this is what we're going to be doing, and I have a great example to show off. But to start off with, let's just get the context of what's currently going on at the moment. Right now, it is the 3rd of February 2023, very, very nice, and we've been seeing a very high amount of people playing at the moment, with 95,000 people average playing every day throughout January 2023. For the wipe day of January, we had 176,000 people playing for the peak time. Wonderful. And, well, we've literally just had our February wipe day yesterday, where we picked up 154,000 people. Obviously not as high as that, but the momentum is still there. Loads of people have been playing. Loads of people have been enjoying Rust at the moment. Loads of people played yesterday because of the industrial update as well. And, well, with loads of people playing, the Rust skins go up in price. They are very nice. So that was important context because someone has approached me fairly recently asking about their Rust skin buy orders. So here we are. We have our good friend here, Mr. Sheepo. Don't worry, Sheepo. What you did here was perfectly fine, and the fact that you asked me this question is going to help out so many more people, so thank you very much for approaching me. So basically, Sheepo came up to me, and as you can see there, he posted a screenshot and said, "Is my buy order alright?" So for context, Sheepo has sent me a screenshot of a corrupted chestplate. You clearly can't see that there, but this is what we're looking at. So his buy order was here, $1.66 with a quantity of 15, but the price is getting cheap, and this is a problem, isn't it? So clearly, if you can understand Steam tax and whatnot, you can see that if he were to buy these, it might be a struggle for him to sell these at a profit. So immediately I was like, yeah, that's not looking very good. You might want to remove that buy order. But then I also had to explain to him that, hey, buddy, do you have more buy orders? And he was like, yeah, I have loads. Here you go. So I needed to get into his head that right now is actually a bad time to invest into Rust skins. And wait, what do you mean? Well, because the skin prices are so inflated. Because loads of people are playing the game at the moment. And this is where we have to learn and understand context and learn from the past. So from what you can see right now, we had a peak player amount within the past 24 hours of 154,000 people playing. When you compare that with the previous months, yeah, that's significantly better than most of the months that we've seen in the past 12 months, the past year. So that's very nice. So that's a notable reason as to why Rust skin prices are doing very nicely at the moment. Now, the one thing that is that's usually a great indicator to understand how healthy the Rust economy is to look at the loot boxes, most notably the weapon barrel. Because when skin prices are doing a whole lot better, the weapon barrel's doing a whole lot better because what you can open inside it is more valuable. But when prices are going down, when we're going into the bad times, when all the Rust economy is going down, when all of the skins are going down, it's cheaper because everything you open in it is cheaper. Understandable? So what we want to take a look at is maybe the past few months, and we could get a very easy understanding of how the Rust economy has behaved these past 3 or so months. So September prices were fairly okay, but then we hit around towards the end of October. We hit rock bottom. The weapon barrel was selling for around $10, just a little bit less. Not very good. But I've seen this happen many, many times in the past. I pointed out to people, guys, when we hit post-Christmas time, these prices are going to be doing a whole lot better. And wouldn't you believe it? That's exactly what happened as we hit January, and literally just the past couple of days ago, we hit $15. Very nice. So do you understand? With the current context of with so many people playing at the moment, it's causing Rust skin prices to be very high. And now we're going to learn individually from the past per each skin. So what do I have? Nice and available to me. I have the corrupted chestplate. So Sheepo was asking me, hey, is my $1.66 buy order okay? At the time, it didn't look very good. But clearly, the price has kind of gone back up a bit. But what we need to do is we need to apply learning from the past of this skin to get a good idea of how likely will this behave over the course of the next few weeks, maybe the next couple months. So why don't we go take a look at maybe a year plus, and I can immediately notice a pattern there. Do you see what's happened in the past that repeated again? Towards the end of October, it got cheap, Post-Christmas, it hits a very nice peak here. But after post-Christmas, as we entered February, it started to go down and down and down and down and down and down and down. It didn't do very good, did it? When we hit the bad times, the price went down. And it didn't. It took until post-Christmas again, pretty much a year later, for it to go back up again. So do you understand now, in terms of context, in terms of learning from the past, that I could see how this behaved before, and I can apply that to what I'm seeing right now? We've hit the peak, but where do we go from here? Is it still going to go up, or is it going to go down? And I believe it's probably going to go down. That's what I can see. So if we go back to that image of what Sheepo showed me, his $1.66 buy order probably isn't very good in the grand scheme of for the whole year, for the rest of this year. For the rest of 2023, if he had a $1.66 buy order, it reaches that point around here in March time, and then it gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and it ends up selling for around $1 towards the end of May. And if you don't understand the full context with why it got so cheap here, because there's a CSGO major tournament, Antwerp 2022, loads of new content is made for a CSGO major tournament, new stickers, capsules, you name it. So a lot of people tend to liquidate their Rust skins and put it towards CSGO. That is something that happens all the time, and that's why I'm telling people you've got to be prepared for May 2023, because there's another CSGO major tournament that's just around the corner. So we can learn from the past, and we can apply the context that we've just learned. We can learn from the past of this specific skin, and we can see that this very likely will suffer as we start to hit around March time. It looks like we've hit the peak. Maybe it's a good time to sell these skins, of course it is, but it's still not a good time to buy in. You want to buy in when it gets really cheap. And how are you going to know when it's really cheap? Learn from the past. Yes, it goes both ways. So maybe you can anticipate we might hit prices around here again. So instead of doing a $1.66 buy order, much like what Sheepo did, maybe it's smarter to do around $1. Because if this keeps getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, the buy orders are slowly going to go down, 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 down. But when there's more people playing and when there's more demand for skins, the price will go up, 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 up. But as long as you keep that buy order, you should still be fine. So Sheepo, what basically happened with him is he removed a few of his buy orders. Some of the skins here are fairly new, so he kept that. But some of the skins he had were fairly old, and he did remove quite a few of them. But he understood basically what I've just taught you. He understood that as times go ahead, as the months roll on, prices will get cheaper again because it won't be post-Christmas. If you understand how the yearly routine plays out, we always tend to have ups, we tend to have downs. We have the good times, we have the bad times. It's as simple as that. So yeah, that's understanding in the grand scheme of understanding when times are good and whatnot. But there is some added context that some people probably don't realise, and that's, of course, sometimes with some of these older skins, you might see a random new skin appear, and maybe that's a good idea to buy some with the anticipation of expecting a new skin will appear. Well, technically speaking, we did see that just this week. Corrupted Furnace came out of nowhere. It's the first corrupted skin to appear in about a year and a half. Took us by surprise. But a Furnace skin isn't going to really change everything. We might see maybe some more door skins and whatnot, more deployables, but because we've already got all of the clothing and the armour, nothing's going to really have that big of an impact on the likes of the corrupted chestplate, for example. But another skin that we could probably take a look at is the likes of the comic skins. So if we go over to here, very randomly, but to my surprise, we received the comics hoodie and pants being accepted just yesterday. And well, we did see a bit of a bump on all of these comic skins, all of these weapons and whatnot. Now, of course, we don't have any pre-existing clothing and armour skins. The hoodie and the pants are the very first ones. But because this got accepted, and because it is a significant thing, it's the clothing, people did look at this and think, you know what, maybe I want to buy some of these to go well with those hoodie and pants. And that's basically what's happened. So if you happen to randomly have invested into these, you've probably made a better profit. And well, Sheepo did actually put his buy order down for the Comics Python, so maybe unfortunately he removed it, and then this happened, and then oh dear. So you can't always correctly anticipate and know what's always going to happen. Random things can appear. So once you just kind of accept that with rust and whatnot, it's fine. But like, my approach is the safe approach. My approach is trying to make sure I never really lose that much money, always being cautious of potential bad things, and it's worked out very nicely for me. You can try that for yourself if you want. You can go to the Rust Steam Market on browser if you want. Let's just go take a look at an older skin. Let's go try and find one. What's an older skin that we could probably test out? I'm trying to find one that's not really part of a collection. We could do Bombing Thompson. You know what? Bombing Thompson's perfect. We'll go with that. Tends to usually be around the front page. So right now this is selling for just a bit below $3. Okay, that's cool. But there's another thing I want to also point out to you. On average, every single Rust skin, it should have around 100 quantity on the Steam market. If it's below average. If it's above average. 100 quantity seems to be the safe point. So yeah, if you see a lot less than 100, that means the price of the skin very easily could go up in price because there's hardly any quantity. But if there's above 100, it might take some time for it to even go up in price. And with that 18 quantity right there, but yeah. Let's learn from this. Is it a good idea to buy these at $2.92 right now? So we'll learn from the past. Alright, okay, so it's fairly stable this past month, but let's go back at least a year. And there you go. Right, so let's learn from the past. What do we see here? So, literally last year, towards the end of October, the price was very low, just barely above $1. But when we hit post-Christmas time, as we got into the meat of January, well, it doubled in price and went all the way up to $2. But what happened after January? It started to go down. So yeah, we can learn from this, can't we? We can see the behaviour. When times were fairly okay, it did go back up in price, and when it hit the end of October again, it went down. This is the usual routine. We tend to see prices go down towards the end of October, early November. But what do we see afterwards for post-Christmas? It went up. So, do you think right now it's a perfect time to jump in and buy some Bombing Thompsons? No. Why? Because we could see how it behaved before. And yeah, and we can also apply the fact that there's 156 of them on the Steam market. There's plenty to go around. We've seen how it's behaved before. Right now, doesn't look like it's a good idea to jump in and buy some. But what you can do is try and find the lowest point around here, so about $1.30. So there's a fairly decent chance that the lowest point that this is going to reach is around $1.30 again when it goes back down. So why not offer $1.15, $1.20? Pick up those cheap skins that are dumped, and you know, when times are good again, sell them for maybe double the price, maybe even more. There you go. That's how we apply it. That's how we understand. And yeah, hopefully you get the idea. Hopefully you understand how to approach these older skins now. So, best of luck to all of you. Hope you have a lovely time with your Rust skins investing. And yeah, let's prepare for the bad times.